Hello, I'm back. This was what I'm going to call Cutting Room Floor Episode 1. Basically, where there's things that I can't fit in a video that I think is interesting, such as when I do an interview. In the case of this, it's my interview with Azuki. And we kind of went into a tangent about mirror dwellers and one of the experiments he did in his own world since he owns the FBT Heaven, which is a very popular world. And personally, I thought it was an interesting and insightful video for, VR chat players who play this game a lot. And so here is it, unedited from the start of our tangent to the end of our tangent. Like for most
you have people that want the trackpad pluses and stuff like that, like they just sit and play on VRC. So of course, getting a trackpad plus would be good for that.
Yeah,
But like you're just sitting down, laying around. That's your thing. You do whatever you want, really. So
Yeah.
like I'm not going to judge, but
I do.
do that, and that's what they're using for.
I do judge. Like I see thoughts like all they do is like lie on their side looking at a mirror. I'm like, just why? I don't understand. But I do judge.
We do understand it's complex in terms of like, I did a social experiment within this world.
Yeah.
And this is a lot of people who find out about it as well. It was a social experiment. I did take.
Did you sit to Mike here, did you?
Yes, I did.
Good job. Good job. Oh, good job.
As I was saying, as I do that, I took the two main mirrors out of this world. I made it look like it was broken.
Yeah.
But it was for a social experiment to see how a popular world within VRC can handle having no mirrors for 2 weeks or a week.
Yeah.
It was originally a week, but I extended it to 2 because I enjoyed seeing the reactions out of something.
You just like trolley feel, don't
Some
you?
cool like that, but maybe.
Yes.
But it gave us a lot of like cool information in terms of how the social structure of a world changes without them.
Yeah.
And there are good and bad things that came out of it. And the data that we generated out of it was pretty interesting in terms of like how a VR chat world operates
Yeah.
without a mirror. And like that's a whole new story that like we will be releasing like a video or Twitch stream on that
Yeah,
later
we
on.
should.
But
We could right now.
it's-
I'm kidding.
we could start right now, but
Yeah, no, that's all
we're
you
still
need to know.
compiling some of the data. But it was interesting how like from all like 90% of the people in this world are mirror to that all being pushed out onto this area here where the main stage is.
Yeah.
Everyone lounging around in all the seats instead of just huddled around in a mirror, which was a huge change for the world. Like
that is.
here just having their little different groups around the seats and whatever else, and then like the people that want to entertain people were enjoying it more because that was the entertainment.
Actually, people
sitting themselves, entertaining themselves in front of a mirror, looking at themselves. There was actually like proper entertainment on the stage, which they can look at. Even like right now with the mirrors back in, there'll be people out here entertaining people, like a handful, but majority of them are just interested in looking themselves in the mirror.
Yeah. Like
It's an interesting concept.
I understand like why the mirror became popular because like you only have one or two people there, and that becomes the focal point for socialization because you can look at the mirror and everyone can see each other and react to each other. So I understand from a perspective why that happens, but then there's just people who don't socialize at all, who sit in front of the mirror in full body tracking and like, oh, my tracker's dying, and they log off. I don't get those people.
Yeah, without saying nothing or interacting with them.
Yeah.
Or interacting with anyone, they'll socialize or anything and look at themselves. But it was just an experiment to see what happened, and like there was good and bad things. Would I take the mirror out again? Yes, I would probably do it again, but I won't be doing it fully just yet until I'm a bit more confident with my data that I have.
Yeah.
But again, if we do take it out, we'll be taking out every single mirror and only having one little mirror just for people to calibrate their full body
Yep.
tracking, and that will be it. That will be it, basically. And then we can basically say the only VRChat world, popular world that has no mirror.
Yeah. That's one thing I'm curious about. Is like, how does that affect player numbers? Because there's so many people that do just go to the mirror and don't really interact all that much, or they kind of rely on that as a crutch to interact.
Well, for us, like we did take away. Like, we did our average drop the heat.
Yeah.
And one, I did expect that. I expected that to happen because, people just come here just to sit in the mirror. But then you look at the statistic of who those people that you lost in the mirror, and then you look at it like those numbers don't really matter anymore because they're the ones that are coming and they're sitting there not socializing. They're the desktop people that sit in front of the mirror, the ones that enjoy the dancer scene, but just coming here because their other friends are here because they're in the mirror.
Yeah.
Like those numbers to the crashers, the gang members, all the toxic type of people didn't come because they love going to the mirror because that's where they control people in front of the mirror because everyone's all close. They can play loud music and get reacted at someone. Like it's all those type of people disappeared, which was like, wow, just removing a mirror removes 90% of the toxic people out of the world.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting. That's my next question was going to be how like the general vibe or experience people become after removing the mirror, and once you get rid of the toxic people, that I imagine would boost it quite a lot. And then it's touched on quite quickly with the entertainers, they were having more people experience there. But next,
there's a more cleaner there's a way more cleaner environment. It felt a lot more nicer environment. Everyone was in here. Everyone was like in a little group sitting in like the spots, so it felt filled out. It felt welcoming as well.
Yeah.
Instead of just everyone at the mirror, like you come in, you turn the corner, empty. Where's everyone?
And there's so many times where it's empty out here.
And like that doesn't like this is the center point of the world. The stage is the center point of the world, not the mirror.
Yeah.
So when we took the mirror out, the stage became the center point because that was like the main world. So if we didn't have the dancing community behind this world, if we took the mirrors out, this world would definitely be dead.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. But since we have the dancing community coming here entertaining people, there'll be always people wanting to come in here because it's known for the full body dances, the full body this,
yeah,
just the entertainment to see something cool and new. Like they'll go to their friends like, oh my god, come see that, look at this. Like, these are people dancing in a virtual reality game with full body tracking. See how cool this is.
Yeah.
That type of like reaction is like what we strive to have. Like we want people to experience something that they've never experienced, and that is people dancing with their full body tracking, a headset, and all that type of stuff.
Yeah, no, it really is an experience.
Not sitting at a mirror and going,
yeah, I mean, what would that be like, man? What would that? Actually, no, I was going to make a joke about it being exactly like this, but then I was like, no, we actually interact too much or talk about too much about stuff. When it comes to the mirrors, it gets stunted very quickly. So yeah, they kind of rolled that joke.
That was like the type of data we're getting out of. Like we knew like the different type of groups that came to the world.
Yeah.
And we knew like the numbers and the names of people that were involved in the group, so we could come in like quickly glance over like the names from the crashers aren't here. Like okay, names from the gang members they're not here. The names from the drinkers they're still here, but half of them are here.
Yeah.
And you could go through it and like see what type of groups are still here. And it was just interesting, like. And then we had people coming in when mirrors were gone. They're like, "Oh, there's stuff here," and like everyone's dancing. And then they'll go at the back to chill at mirror, in their mirror, and they're like, "What the hell?" So they'll come back here and just chill.
Yeah, but, I'm glad it did have a positive impact. 'Cause I know it's a fear of a lot of people, especially WOD creators, that the mirror will just cripple and kill them.
I understand it, and it will. Like, it would guarantee it will kill worlds.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have a mirror, you don't have technically a VR chat world. Like, we did it as, again, social experiment. We wanted to see what it would do. And since we had, like, a community behind this world that, like, entertained people,
yeah,
it could be a possible way of doing it in terms of keeping it alive. And it was, like, kept alive. The dancers and the people that came in here to watch dances, they really loved Pain. That was, like, the best change I thought I've ever done to the world. But the ones that like love mirror dwelling, like I mean,
they were gone.
This is what I personally seen, and I thought, wow, that's something that's on a whole new level of like mirror dwelling.
Yeah.
I'll come in. I'll be at the mirror. Since there's no mirror there, I know they can't spawn the mirror because I deleted the asset. They can't use any mods or anything to generate it. But they'll be there with another person. Looking at the wall.
Wow. Wow.
And I'll be like, okay, what's going on here? And then it
They had the
clicks,
camera
they're
out.
using their modded client's mirror. No, they're using their
Oh,
modded client's
wow.
personal mirror. The
Wow.
mirror, wherever they are, it's called a personal mirror for a reason. You want it wherever you want. They spawned it instead of like having it out here where it's like a nice,
Yeah, a nice little area.
No, they went to the old mirror. They went to the old mirror, spawned it where the old mirror was, and then sat there.
Wow.
To me, that was like that's a whole new level of.
That's dedication to sitting in front of a mirror.
Yeah, to me, that's like wow. Okay, that's something new that I didn't.
Yeah, that's not something I would have ever expected. I would have said just the average person because most people are lazy when it comes to that. Just like, oh, guess I'll go to the other world. I never expected them to plant a fucking mod to be a mirror doll.
We're going to another world or whatever. Or they can use the personal mirror. Like, yeah, I had some people using the personal mirror out here. And like, that's cool, but
yeah,
when you use your personal mirror and put it exactly where the old mirror was, like the old mirror is that's been deleted.
Extreme mirror dwelling.
There's so much more colourful. There's so many other places with this world that is more colourful.
Oh yeah.
Than the black backdrop that part has. But again, that's what they want. That's what they want. And I can't judge them for that.
I can. I will judge them. I don't think judgment's a bad thing. We make judgments every day about every person we speak to. I think it's very strange.
Like, it was just so informative of like how people react around mirrors. It was so informative.
Yeah.
Like if I had the opportunity to like say go to like either the Black Cat or the Just Be Club and they take your mirrors out for a week, see what happens, and then just record the data.
Yeah,
it'll be like so interesting.
Yeah, because they're not really a community. They're very much a social group that's really popular because it's like the main worlds for new people, and so
main hubs.
Yeah, it's
so
like
what we should do. Like this is what we should like go for is like have a dedicated time of the year for VR chat where we go to all world creators say this is no mirror week in VR chat. This is no mirror week in VR chat. All the world creators take all the mirrors out.
Yeah.
See what happens.
I wonder what happens to the player count too, because like those worlds are very much for like new players or people who are just kind of starting out in VR chat or the dedicated mirror dwellers. Whereas you have like the dancing community is very much the veteran players who have been in for a few hundred hours and found their thing they really enjoy about VR chat. And yeah, so like
it'll be very interesting to see the way they all go. Do they stay in those worlds and communicate, or they go to the worlds that aren't updated through that no mirror week? Then go.
Yeah.
It's like, what will they do? Like, what will they do? Like, will they like force to go and use these other worlds' mirrors, or will they stay there and continue to socialize within the same world that they enjoy? Like, don't know that information until you do it.
Yeah, I couldn't either because like new players wouldn't have that habit, so they might actually socialize or play mini games, which I did when I first did like Motor 2. Or and then you have like the middle line players who haven't quite like joined communities yet or really become part of a community. Like, would they just stop playing or go to older worlds? That would be an interesting experiment.
Go to older worlds, or would people just stop playing in general until mirrors come back in the week later? Like it's like so interesting. So, but it would be like a cool thing that VRChat is like, right, we're gonna mainly disable all mirrors in all VRChat worlds. VRChat do that for a week. Oh, it will be a meltdown.
I think you would see outrage. You'll see like the tweets just like, "What do you mean the mirror's gone? What the world's ending? How am I supposed to take pictures of my brand new e-boy avatar I spent $200 on?"
Yeah, this is the other thing. This is the other thing that amazed me too. When I took the mirrors out for those 2 weeks, I only got 2 personal DMs and they're from friends. Azuki, what happened to the mirrors because they're not working for me right now.
Yeah, and
then I had 2 feedback post within my Discord saying the mirrors are broken. When are you going to fix it? So literally, I personally got only 4 messages saying that the mirrors aren't working.
Yeah,
that is it. No one knew why the reasons why they were gone. No one knew what happened to it. And whatever else. Like my other admins got 1 or 2 DMs, but that is it. Like compared to the numbers that we get in here per day, it was like 1 or 2 complaints. So it's like. It wasn't enough for them to get up in arms and go, pitchforks and knives, go They chased me down for it.
Yeah, because I know, like, just before I was joining earlier, there's like 300 people here, so that really is nothing. It's not even a drop in the bucket. Like, what is it right now?
What is it now? So we're at 61, which is normal for this time of day.
Yeah, like extra Australian time too.
61, 21 in private, so that's 80. So there's 80 people using it right now. So like that's at this given point, and that's usually standard numbers for the whole day.
Yeah,
It goes up to 160, 170 at like peak hour time.
yeah,
So you got that many people like all the time going through the world, you only got 4 complaints. That's interesting.
But it's, God, I think the cast probably trying to get all the creators to agree to do that. I think it would really take like maybe like the VR chat team actually announcing it and trying to make it a thing. Just kind of how they do like the festivals or the new Udon updates. But I want to see what would happen there because I think that'd be an interesting way to see how the the future of VR chat itself is going to be.
Well, like you got creators that are making new content, new like mechanisms and stuff for the game, so it's always improving, always evolving.
Without a doubt.
Always great.
Like a 3.0 was a great update. The Udon system is actually starting to get there really well. Like this. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you managed to get this far, I hope you got some entertainment out of it. I personally did during the interview and editing it too, listening it over. But this has been K-mando Dave. Have a good one. I'll see you in the next video.